You know, there are lots of ways of cutting things up to get different shapes if you start with an actual solid geometrical object. Let's start with a big block of cheese, okay? And let's see if we can cut it in various ways to get various different shapes. So, suppose I want to cut this piece of cheese so that the result I get, the actual slice I get, is going to be, in fact, a triangle. So how would I cut this to get a triangle? Well, if you want that piece to be a triangle, well, there are lots of ways of doing it. One way is to make a cut like this. Is to make a cut like this, just right across. And you can see that that cross-sectional piece right there is actually going to be congruent to the very top, which you can see as a triangle. But in fact, actually, let me show you that there's actually a different way you can actually do it if you really want it to be fancy. Let me just put in the bottom there. You could also do it this way. There's lots of answers. Check this cutout. So here's another way to cut this. I can cut here, start right there, and cut straight down to this point right here. Can you see what I get? Come down like this, and it'd be really hard to see it in my picture. But I think you can see that if you picked it up and look at it, it would have this side here, this side that goes down to the point, and that back side of the cheese that comes down to the point. That would be another triangle, in fact. So lots of ways of cutting out a cross-sectional piece that's triangular from this block of cheese. So that's pretty cool. And finally, let's just take this block of cheese and see if we can cut it so that the cross-sectional piece would be a rectangle. Well, that's pretty easy to do, actually. Just bring the knife straight down sort of any way you want here. And what you'd see here is here, bring it down here, then it hits the back wall, and then it hits the bottom part. And you can see, if I cut that way and looked at that cross-sectional piece, we'd get a rectangle. So you can get a lot of different shapes by taking a look at this cheese. And it turns out cutting it in different ways would actually involve cutting it and getting different cross-sectional pieces. So you can see the connection between the plane geometry and the geometric shapes we studied there and these new solid objects that actually exist in 3 space. Anyway, cut things up, look at them, discover the level curves. You'll have a lot of fun. I'll see you soon.